Hello and welcome to EPOP Academic English 1 Week 1 Introduction to Academic Writing. Now this week is a little bit different to the other weeks of the course in that there are no activities from the textbook, and instead you will be completing exercises about paragraph writing using a worksheet. And this example is to show you what you should and shouldn't do when you're writing paragraphs. So if you remember from last week's presentation, by the end of week 10 of the Academic English 1 course, you will be able to write a well-organized paragraph that responds to a given topic. And the components that these paragraphs will include are a topic or introduction sentence, an opinion, reasons to support that opinion, transition signals, and a conclusion. And so we're going to have a look at all of those things today. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is open up the BA e-learning platform and then navigate through my courses here to the Academic English 1 course. And once you've done that, if you scroll down here to week 1 and then you open up week 1 and you'll see at the base right down here, Introduction to Academic Writing. Click on that, it'll open the page, and then down at the bottom here you'll see that this is the PDF worksheet. So if you click on it, it will download to your desktop and then you can open it up. Okay, so you'll see here that we have two examples, example 1 and example 2, and they are responding to the following title here. And the title is, Do you agree with Carmen that although technology moves very quickly, people's mindset changes very slowly? And if you scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see that there are some questions to help you. And then there are some examples given for example 2 in response to those questions. And then there are some questions here about example 1. So if we're looking at the first questions given here, the first one is it a paragraph or an essay? Okay, so if you look at example 1 and 2, you'll notice that example 2 contains these actually 3 blocks of text or 3 paragraphs. And then the third paragraph is here. Clearly, example 2 is not a single paragraph. It is, in fact, an essay containing 3 paragraphs. Whereas if you look at example 1, it has 1 block of text and it is 1 paragraph. Okay, so the person who wrote example 2 will lose marks if they've been asked to write a paragraph because they've written 3. Whereas example 1, the person has just written the 1 paragraph. Okay, so the second question asked is, do you know the writer's opinion? So if you look at example 2, they have cut and pasted a large piece of the title. Although new technology moves very quickly, people's mindset changes very slowly. That is not an advisable thing to do. It's not a good idea because it doesn't show that the person writing example 2 has a wider vocabulary. They've taken the shortcut and just cut and pasted. So that's not a good idea. In example 1, the first sentence clearly identifies the opinion with the words I believe. So I believe that Carmen is right in asserting that people's attitudes change much slower than technology. That is the opinion. It's also the topic sentence. So in example 1, the writer has quite cleverly included both the opinion and the topic sentence. You'll notice also that they've used the words attitudes, and that's different from the word used in the title, which is mindset. So again, the writer of example 1 is showing that they have a wider vocabulary, and again, that will win them additional marks. Okay, so we've looked at the opinion, and the third question is, can you find the main points easily? Now again, if we move back to example 1, you'll notice that there are these 3 words, first, secondly, and finally. Now these are transition signals, and they show, transition meaning change or movement, and they show the change between the different main points, first, secondly, and finally. The other thing you'll notice is that for each of these main points, the writer has provided an example to illustrate the main point or the main ideas that they've incorporated. And they've used transition words, for example, for instance, and such as, in each case to signal the different examples. So they're making it very easy for the reader to see the main points, firstly, by these transition signals, and secondly, to see the examples for each of the main points by using these transition words. So again, I would strongly recommend that you use a similar technique, and that you also use a variety of these words, the transition words particularly. If you always use the same one, then of course you're not showing that you have a wide vocabulary. All right, so the next thing is the conclusion. So in this case, the writer has used a word to signal the conclusion, which is therefore. So therefore, as people are sometimes afraid of new technology and at other times simply satisfied with existing technology, it is clear that Carmen is right in identifying a reluctance in people to accept new technology. They're also using, again, a vocabulary like reluctance to showcase their knowledge of wider vocabulary. In example 2, the main points are not clearly signaled by the writer. Additionally, they haven't provided so many examples, and they haven't signaled those examples well. And then they haven't used a clear signal for the conclusion either. They've just really written a couple of sentences at the end. So the examples here, example 2 is an essay, not a paragraph. It copies the title in the first sentence, and it does not make the different reasons or main points clear. Okay, so those are all reasons which I hope that you agree with as to why example 1 completes the assignment, which is to write a paragraph responding to the title, much better than example 2. So what you then need to do is take a look at example 1 yourselves and see if you can answer the following questions. And then you'll see that there are some guidelines, some assistance given through the highlighting here. So if you follow the methodology, the technique used in example 1, then you will be very successful and you will gain high marks for your paragraphs. Okay, good luck in completing the assignment, and many thanks for watching.